Hey everyone, it's Sean here from Worldwide Bread Show. Listen, you know what to do. If you're new around here, guys, like, subscribe, get involved. Get involved with the channel with the Yank. The Yank you love to love, or maybe you don't like. It's all good. Everyone's welcome to come on my channel and have their say on the wonderful game of football. Listen, yes, we are talking about it tonight. Manchester United 3, the Arsenal 2. Take that dub. I love it. Take that L, Arsenal, and shove it. I got time for it tonight. I got time for it. Listen, just excited to talk about the game for a few moments tonight. I know a lot of the usual suspects, people that I'll stream with or do things with, are really busy this evening streaming. I know it's late over across the pond for you guys. But let's just talk Manchester United Arsenal for just a few moments this evening. Guys, listen, I don't know about you, but I'm excited. I'm excited because the new is now. Tomorrow begins Double R, Ravishing Ralph Ragnick, Triple R there. Ralph Ragnick's Tricky Reds starting tomorrow. Ralph was in the building tonight. You know, Manchester United really is embracing a new direction. You know, we're getting rid of the idea of this United DNA, and we're embracing, we embrace the United way. The United way is, for me, winning, attacking football. If we want to look back into the old school, bombing down the wings, most people don't play 4-4-2 like that anymore, but you know what I mean. Attacking football, winning football. That's what is synonymous for me with Manchester United, and we haven't had it the last few seasons, and we definitely haven't had attacking football in quite some time. So I'm really excited to see Manchester United make an appointment like Ralph Ragnick, because what happens is we actually, dare I say it, it feels like the board have a plan. So Ralph Ragnick comes in, he gets 6 months as an interim manager, hopefully to inject some stuff into this squad. And after that, he moves upstairs into a role to help structure the club going forward and bring the club into a new era. And yeah, I see that, G. I see that. Matter of fact, G, if you want to jump in, I meant to send you a link. I thought I did, just to hear your thoughts on the game tonight. And I was going to talk about well, it's not even impending. He's already announced it. Michael Carrick is actually moving on from Manchester United. So, listen, fair play to him. He was one of the guys responsible for getting Ollie the sack. I mean, Carrick, McKenna, these guys took most of the training. This is known. So fair play to him for doing his job, showing up, getting a win tonight, and then stepping down. Again, he's stepping down. But do I think, I think that he's done a good thing for his friendship with Ollie to just resign, saying it wasn't fair just that Ollie gets the axe. But where I do think that he's made a mistake, I think that we don't know what happened, right? He could have had a conversation with Ralph, and Ralph said, bro, you're not it. You're not going to be my number 2 or whatever. We don't know. But to not want to learn your craft under someone like Ralph Ragnick and how he structures things is crazy. So I really, really thought that McKenna would stay and Carrick would stay. Now, is McKenna staying? Don't know yet. Obviously, I knew Phelan was going, but we'll see. Carrick steps aside. But listen, Manchester United 3, Arsenal 2. Let's talk about the game for just a minute, because listen, I got to be honest with you guys. This game was what I thought it was going to be. Better second half. Who's your man of the match? I'm going to talk about this heavy tonight. Good to see John in the comments. What's up, bro? Yeah, we're going to talk heavy tonight for a few moments about, your manager. Because I got to be honest with you guys, I've warned Arsenal fans, and for all of you Arsenal fans that come at me on Twitter, right? Because you've been telling me Ben White's better than Rafael Varane. A few weeks ago, people were trying to tell me that Ben White is the reason that Arsenal's defensive record was as good as it is. And I was like, bro, no. Arteta, if anything, Arteta's able to coach a counter-attacking style, and he likes to play defensive. Arsenal play pretty defensive. They remind me a lot of United under Ole, especially last season. And so what happens is we get these false dawns where because a team plays so defensive, they set up this good defensive record. Now all of a sudden they're like, see, I told you. See, last year it was always better than Arteta and Lampard and all this kind of stuff. And so Arsenal, to me, there's some Arsenal fans that remind me of where I was over a year ago with the manager. And of course, I was called fake, fraud, plastic, E-red, whatever people say. But ultimately, not to say I'm happy at being right because I didn't want to be right, but I feel like Arteta, honestly, I feel like Ole is, if I had to compare the two, Ole was a better man manager, I think, in some ways. Carried himself more humble. The problem with Arteta for me is Mikel Arteta, I don't think he's a good man manager at all. I think he makes horrible decisions, a lot of favoritism, the same way Ole did that. But I think Arteta was a better tactical coach, a better coach than Ole, but not a better manager per se. And I think the problem with Arteta reminds me a lot of some of our players, especially, someone like Marcus Rashford, who I love to death, by the way, who think that they're better than they are. I think Arteta really feels like he's on a level that he's not as a manager. That's just my personal feelings when I watch him. Big up, Tragic. Good to see you, man. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself. Viva Ronaldo. Yeah, I hear you. Rakani, good to see you. Oh, we have two folks jumping in from the mighty continent of Africa. Good to see Tragic and Rakani. Hope you guys are well. Yeah, I took care of that G over on the Twitter. Jonathan, as always, like I said, good to see you. Jonathan says, Arteta is a clown. I hear you, sir. And listen, I have someone possibly jumping in the stream here shortly who is not an Arteta fan, who is an Arsenal fan. And I will talk more about Arteta when he jumps in, because I agree with you. Listen, for me, long may Arteta stay at the reins. That's just the way I feel about it. For me, guys, how the game went was interesting. Again, I have a little different perspective because I'm a filthy American, and you guys know how us Yanks do. I honestly didn't have a problem with Smith Rowe's goal. I thought it was class, by the way. I mean, he really took it well. The first goal, Fred, man like Fred, by the way. Fred at times can frustrate, but Fred has been playing well. And I think under Ralph Rangnick, Fred has the potential of really, really being the player that we thought we were getting for the price that we paid, because Fred wins the ball. He's everywhere, energetic, and he looks to play the ball forward quickly, right? We don't need to see Fred in a 6 trying to hold the ball up while he's being pressed. He's not good at that. We don't need to see Fred right at the top of the box trying to shoot, because he's not great at that. Let Fred do what he does. Let him be an engine that nips and wins tackles and whatever. Fred's starting to get some attention for being, a good player. Imagine being the people that think that in the McFred situation, Fred's the weak link. Imagine being those fans. Anyway, that's a topic for another day. If that's you, then you just don't know ball. It's okay. You're allowed to not know ball. You're allowed to not really know ball, just love ball. That's fine. So you can be a passion merchant fan. I have no problem with it. I got time for it. Run and kiss the badge and all that. Listen, I got time. But, for me, I felt like Fred could have been a man of the match candidate today. Ronaldo's doing Ronaldo things. Jadon Sancho, again, Jadon Sancho is really the architect that set up that goal. He passes the ball, plays Fred in, sees a pass that really wasn't even there, plays Fred in. Fred sets up Bruno. Bruno tucks it away against the world's greatest ever goalkeeper of all time, Ramsdale, the GOAT, according to a lot of Arsenal fans. But anyway, again, when your goalkeeper is constantly your best player, this, my friend, is a problem. So here's the thing. Fred stepped on the foot of the hay. He should have hit the bullet and saved the shot. Listen, bro, listen. That's some Yank. That's the American talking in you. My feeling was, I know it hurts to get stepped on, especially down the Achilles. That hurts. But I think that De Gea expected immediately the play to be stopped, and it wasn't. I think Martin Atkinson doesn't have a clue. I mean, he needs to buy a vowel, because that dude doesn't have a clue. It's just bottom line. He's horrible. But he thought maybe De Gea got stepped on and was fouled. So then he tried to disallow the goal. You can't do that. That was absolutely a debacle. And for the United fans crying, oh, fair play, fair play. De Gea was down. He should just kick the ball out. This stuff is happening. Boom, 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 boom. It's happening so fast. The ball comes to Smith Rowe. He isn't even looking at De Gea. He takes his shot well, and guess what? I've been taught my whole life, play to the whistle. And the fact is, we're so used to when someone goes down, people kicks it out or do whatever, but you don't have to. There's nothing in the rules that says you have to. So honestly, I have no problem with it. What I would have had a problem with is if now an Arsenal player goes down and we start kicking the ball to play. No. If we're going to play that way, that's fine, but we're going to play that way. And so it bugged me that people were making a really, really big deal about it, saying that they just needed to kick the ball to play. How are they going to think to kick the ball to play right there? The goal was a good goal. It should have stood. And the rules are the rules. And that's the same way with the Wan-Bissaka penalty the other day. That penalty the other day against Chelsea was soft, but it's the rules. Now, it wasn't the rules last year when we were playing Chelsea and Anthony Martial got kicked in the exact same way. We're just asking for some consistency, Mr. VAR, sir. I'm asking for you to stop listening to Jurgen Klopp talk his crap about how we get too many penalties. Listen, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got murked because y'all took his penalties away. That's what happened. United haven't got one penalty all season because y'all listen to Klopp and listen to these other guys, and y'all done cost my man Ole his job. Well, he was never my man. Jerry, what's up, big Jerry? Good to see Jerry, my bro. Good to see you in the building as always. Hopefully you're enjoying. Jerry's over there loving life. My guy Jerry, my guy was faithful. He was rolling on that R Bizzle train. That Ollie in train. He was on that Ollie pack for a long time. Had to pull Jerry off of it. But anyway, big up Jerry and all my guys that are friends to Usman Talks United. Go subscribe to all of their channels, by the way. Guys, listen, once we stop getting pins, and here's the thing, I don't mind United not getting pins. I mind the fact that other teams get pins when we don't for the exact same stuff. Now, everyone crying about Harry Maguire got murdered. First off, Harry Maguire is rubbish. So it is what it is. He can, bro, by hook or by crook. But he started grabbing, what's his name, Tomiyasu? Listen, that guy's a good player, man. I don't mind him at all, by the way, for Arsenal. I'm going to talk about their squad in a minute and their players. Jerry's a little offended. He wants the link. So we'll see what we can do about getting Jerry in here to defend his honor. Because listen, he knows the truth. Jerry knows. Harry Maguire actually began fouling long before. Well, I shouldn't say long before. I would say maybe like a yard outside the box is when he started grabbing that. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Jerry, bro, said real quick, I think I got you on Twitter. Let me shoot you a message on Twitter. Jerry, send me that Twitter to make sure while I'm at this so I can get you in. I didn't send it to the group chat. My bad. I didn't send it to the WhatsApp. I should have done that. My bad, guys. My bad. Usman over here doing a bunch of screaming in the WhatsApp group. But big up Jerry, big up Jonathan, big up everybody that's here. Here's what I'm gonna say, guys. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do it this way. I'm not going to put everyone in at one time, but I'm gonna go ahead and post the link here because I don't have everyone, I don't think, on Twitter. So I'm gonna go ahead and post the link here and let you guys jump in a little bit. But, I was just gonna have a few people on tonight, but why not? Why don't we spend a little bit of time talking about this craziness, and I'll get you guys in one at a time until some folks start building up a little bit in the live chat. So how did the game go? Ultimately, listen, I got something that's going to blow your guys' mind. Marcus Rashford had an opportunity to get in further on goal, and he passed the ball. How about that? Pass the ball to CR7, Ronnie doing Ronnie things. Again, our first goal, amazing setup by Jaden to man like Fresh, Pastor Fresh. Listen, my guy's getting a new lease of life with Triple R, Ravishing Ralph coming in. Big up, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Often imitated, never duplicated. My guy, Jerry, how you doing? Oh, he's fully decked out, scarf and all tonight. Scarf and all. What you saying, fam?
Come on. Hey, listen. It's always a pleasure to beat those pagans,
Oh,
bro.
listen,
Listen,
like you said, today was a good
it
day.
was a good day indeed.
Bro, I'm American, so I can say it. I didn't even have to use my AK.
Uh,
I love it. I love it. I love handing out L's to the Arsenal, bro. I love it. So, what'd you think about the match overall? I mean, I got to be honest, Jerry. There were times we were really good. Times I think there were times both teams played okay. Times both teams were complete crap. But I just think that's how we are.
yeah, same. Like even the group chat throughout the day today, people were saying, "Oh, I don't want to see this player. I don't want to see that player." For me, when I woke up this morning and I said, "Yeah, United are playing tonight," um, all I cared about was the result. I didn't care who was playing. I didn't care if McFred started. I didn't care about the performance. For me, all my focus was on is the W, and I was confident I was going to get the W, man. Regardless who plays. So when the news team lineup came out, I said, okay, well, it is what it is. People were saying, oh, why is Maguire back in? And I said, well, why are you guys shocked? Like Carrick is still here, like
Yeah.
he's part of the Oli train. Like
All he still was at the wheel, bro.
exactly. So for me, it was all about the result today. Like Carrick, obviously, he's left the club now, forever a legend. He's left the club unbeaten. I mean, this was a huge win with the next 10 games for Ragnick's first 10 games in charges. It's a great springboard. So for me, I was confident of the win and we got it. I don't care how it came. Ronaldo doing his thing, inevitable. I mean, the penalty. I even asked my bro, like, who's actually taking this? And I thought, wait, hold on. What kind of question is that? What kind of silly question is that? Like, come on, man.
Listen. I am Jerry. Here's the thing, bro, and I know I'm being harsh.
Yeah,
I can't respect Bruno for just giving up the pens, though.
I don't think he gave them up. I think it got taken off him. I think that's what.
Bro, you can't be big man. You can't be big man team and not do big man teams, right? so I think that Bruno, I rated Bruno for trying to keep on pins, but I think that last miss done him. Yeah, Bruno's all the out, bro. He's skying stuff to Mars. But for me, I feel like Ronnie is funny. I felt like tonight was one of his better games in regard of
overall.
People saw he doesn't have the, I guess the quick burst the way he used to, but he's still got top end speed. He can still run, and he still can press. He's still athletic. I'm not gonna see how he does under Ravishing Ralph.
It's interesting, isn't it? It's going to be very interesting to see how he works with the new manager, because for me, Ronaldo has to play most games, man. It's Ronaldo. Look, 801 career goals, man. Like this guy's a machine, and obviously, I know Ralph watching today. He's thinking, "Yep, I want a piece of that."
In fairness, Jerry, when it comes to Ronaldo, now I gotta say this. Ronaldo has been my favorite player for most of my footballing life. Right? I've always loved Ronaldo, but I'm honest, he's fallen off from what he was in the last 5 years because Father Time doesn't lose battles. Right? He just doesn't lose battles. The problem is you have to change what you do. Honestly, look at Benzema, Uncle Ben's. Ben's literally sacrificed his own game for years to just feed Ronnie. And Ronnie changed his game so that he could be in the conversation with Messi, right? That's why he changed his game. Goals. Yeah. And he's one of the best goal scorers, if not the best goal scorer of all time. So I love him. How he'll fit under Ralph, I don't know. But there's a lot of that with a lot of players. You got like Luke Shaw. I mean, 2 years ago, Ralph Ragnick called him a myth.
Yeah, now it's interested to see what he says in that first meeting. Where, hey,
then you got
Maguire.
Ralph said, I don't like players that just pass the ball backward and side to side. I'm like, well, McPassion's in trouble. My guy's in trouble. Yeah. But anyway, let me bring on someone else real quick to the stream. Let's welcome my guy, brother from a different mother, my guy. G, what's you saying, bro? How you feeling?
Yo.
I see you with the fresh goat.
All I could say, bro, is that I just always love humbling Arsenal fans, man. It's just whatever the suggestion, I just love it, especially when
Arsenal, better than Varane, apparently, bro. That's what I was told all week.
No, exactly, bro. I was apparently it's party time as well, man. You know, I'm still waiting for the new remix to come out. Party time, party, man. You know, come on, man. Fred absolutely outshone this fraud today. To be honest, like Ronaldo 36 sat him on his, bro. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, the main thing on this was that we didn't lose, and we needed to at least be in the top 4 thing. Fair play to Carrick for stepping down, and to be fair, for the 3 games in the caretaker job, when I was like absolutely panicking. That because these 3 games in a sense were crucial for Champions League qualification, crucial for like at least getting back in top 4. We got 2 and draw. You can make a case that if Wan-Bissaka doesn't make that stupid challenge, you probably do go on and beat Chelsea because I don't think they would have scored. A lot of Chelsea fans told me that. It wasn't that it was a good game, but I mean like Chelsea. It wasn't like Chelsea were. And I was speaking to Chelsea fans of this, like threatened us really after that in terms of. But anyway, regardless, at least we are now at least in a situation where we can be like, right, okay, fresh start for everyone. Ragnick coming in, he can now assess the squad. It's a clean slate for everybody. I'm not going to be judging people based on previous things because it's this upcoming, which is coming week, month, is for Ragnick to basically get familiar and assess his squad. That's what this month of December is. It's not for like, oh, Fred did this before, McTominay did this before. It's like, no. Let's see what Ragnick's plan is for these players. And the positive thing is that we actually have a pretty decent run of games for the rest of December going into January against, below table teams, Norwich, Brentford, Newcastle, and a few others. So if you look at our December run, in theory, especially if Ragnick starts well, we should actually win all these games. We should beat Palace, we should beat Brentford, we should beat Newcastle, we should beat Norwich, we should beat Brighton.
Imagine winning 8 on the bounce.
If we could do that, boom, then at the very least, top 4 secure. It gives us good momentum going into the Champions League knockout stage. Because for the young boys, that's a dead rubber game. You just need to play kids, play players that have not play Ahmad, play Elanga. I don't care because it doesn't really matter whether we win, lose, or draw again because we're still going to top the group regardless. And especially with this winter period, we need to rotate because I think what I would say is, and I'll end this point out, we actually are in a semi-injury crisis. Like Wan-Bissaka out, Shaw out, Pogba out, Varane out, Cavani out. All it takes is an injury again to Maguire to get injured again. And then you're relying solely on Bailly and Phil Jones is on our bench, so fair enough. Jones is back, but you know what I mean,
Phil.
Sean, whoa.
I saw someone trying to hashtag Jones in the 6. I was like, you are getting out of here with that craziness.
Bro, I was so mad at Maguire recently that I was like, you know what? Let's try something different. Let's try Jones back. It can't be I've never seen. And to be fair, Maguire had a decent game today, so I will give him props to that. But in the last couple of weeks, man, I don't know. If it wasn't for the fact that he was 80 million and he's England starting, there were some Jones-esque performances by Maguire in the last couple of games, really bad, So,
if his name was Mamadou Diaby, he'd have done the soul. He'd been out the club, but we all know about that. We ain't trying to even hide that situation. And
he's captain as well.
They ain't living in this life. But bro, let me tell you how excited I am about this reset under Ravishing Ralph. Here's the thing. I for the first week, I will say Scott McTominay, at least for a week.
Listen, I'm with you. Everyone, even Wan-Bissaka that I really don't rate. Everybody gets a clean.
Because for me, now that man like Sonic got sold to Leeds, the next person up for me that was in the trash bin has always been McPassion. But I'm that happy. I'm that happy about what we're trying to do. I will retire McPassion for at least a week. I
think a week's a bit of a small sample size. Come on, Sean.
Bro, but listen, that's serious for me. I really don't rate this shoot. Big up the United Way. You know how we do. You already know how he's doing it. You already know.
Come on, listen. Winning against Arsenal is the best feeling, man. Their fans have too much.
Oh yeah, they were gassing, man. They were. I don't even know what they were basing it on. It was just kind of like, yeah, we're gonna slap United, and it was on our AFT's TikTok page. They were busy like, oh yeah, Ragnick's not in, so you know, Carrick is. Oh,
bro, listen, Arsenal fans are shameless, bro. Like they're shameless. I think they're shameless, but in a lot of ways, they have a very similar vein in their fan base to United fans. I think they are more shameless. I think when it comes to fan bases, you have United. A certain part of our fan base is pretty entitled, like me. Chelsea fan base is just spoiled. You have City fans. Well, City don't have a fan
Liverpool.
base. Yeah, Liverpool fans are just so salty and they're so wounded.
Yeah, Liverpool fans are salty.
I mean, they are salty. They take after their manager. They are some. They will cry in a minute.
Exactly. I've no doubt, bro, Sean. I've no doubt if what happened to De Gea for that first goal. If that happened to Liverpool fans, I tell you, man, they would have. I mean, what happened with freaking when Van Dijk got injured and stuff as well? You saw the kind of it should be, it should be debated in Parliament. I heard some people say.
Yeah, they want petitions, bro. This is crazy.
Petitions, So
listen, I learned all I need to learn about Liverpool fans about 10 years ago. I was taking the ferry from, let's see, Magic Kingdom, Disney's Magic Kingdom. I was taking the ferry back across from the land of magic. I was just coming from Disney having a good time. And there's this big old burly, bald-looking guy all sunburned up, looking like a crab, like, bro, man, forgot to wear that SPF. This white people syndrome when they forget they need a little sunblock. They ain't got nothing melanin like the rest of us, browner folk. This guy was looking like a beat, but he had this big old tattoo, "You'll never walk alone," on his arm. Wow. And I was like, man, I ain't trying to talk to this guy. And I was standing there, and he looked over and he said, how you doing? And I'm like, oh, God. I'm like, I'm doing well. How are you? He's like, oh, pretty good. And we're talking. He's like, you just got the good over here. And I'm like, oh, he done used me. And so we're sitting there talking, and he goes, I said, I noticed your tattoo. He goes, oh, you know football? I'm like, a little bit. He's like, oh, really? He says, well, who do you support? I said, I was born February 6th. And he just looked at me. And I was like, it's Glory Man United. My man he wanted to fight right there. Was
you really born February 6th?
February 6th.
Wow.
Yeah, it's written in the stars. Anyway, guys, let me bring Hogan in real quick.
Yeah, I'll have to shoot off anyway, Sean. But obviously,
Jerry, big up Jerry. You guys go follow Jerry on football Twitter. Go follow his YouTube. Big up everything Jerry does. My guy, one of my favorite United fans in the whole world, likes to lie because he loved Ollie to the very end. Biz Jr., Jerry Biz. I'll let your boy Jerry. Big up, man. Love, bro.
Take care. Red Devil, see you later.
Take care, bro. Yeah, man.
Hogan, what are your thoughts on the game?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
Man, that game was, I don't know. For me, I'm happy that we won, but at the same time, the players that we have are not good enough for Ragnick's system. There's a lot of things that needs to be fixed. It's going to be tough for Ragnick, actually, because I don't want him to fall out with players because there's players that are not good enough. For me, Bruno, he has impact, but it's not good enough to win, like, a trophy. Like, for me, I would drop him. Like, I would find someone else. Yeah. If I was Ragnick, I would definitely look for, maybe improve Donny and play him there. I like Lingard. Lingard can play in that position, but I don't know if Lingard is fully committed to United anymore. He might leave.
And I don't think Donny should play there. Donny, to me, should be playing where Scott's playing. Donny is a more of a box-to-box 8, man. He played the right side of a box-to-box 8 at Ajax. He gets late runs into the box. I love him there. I love him in the midfield. And I'm with you, bro. Let me say this about Bruno, because I do like Bruno, but I think he's massively overrated by our fan base because he's a high production volume player. And now they've taken away our penalties. it's affected his stats. I'm glad he scored today. The problem with Bruno is that there are times he's very wasteful, and I've seen him play in other teams where he wasn't as wasteful, especially the national team. I think that with the right coaching, he'll be fine. I think under Ole, he was allowed to do whatever he wants, and I feel like that he got some bad habits, especially some of his passes. So for me, I think dropping him is a big call. I wouldn't be surprised by that at all. I wouldn't be offended. I think there's a player there. He just needs some coaching. But I agree with you. He's been poor a lot this season.
Yeah, the thing is, you're right. I agree with everything you said, Sean. But the way I look at it is, with players like Bruno, like a certain age, like 28, like he's not young anymore. Like you can't like basically change his fundamentals. His IQ is what needs to be changed. Like if you see it, like he has impact against Chelsea. He was shit, and then one ball over the top, counter attack, we score a goal. So everyone give him credit for that. But he has that kind of impact. But for me, he's not it. Like I want to see some beautiful football, like and Maguire, Bruno, McTominay. There's a lot of players that Rangnick needs to get rid of. Is he gonna get rid of, or is he gonna fall out with the players? And is it gonna be another Mourinho situation?
But it's not. Sorry, Hogan. So you also understand that, like, obviously, this Rangnick, from what we gather, this is going to be a short-term 6-month sort of thing. So, and I'm sure the players also will know that will be communicated to that Rangnick, because Rangnick took on this role not predominantly for the fact that he's going to just be the manager. It's more so from going from here as a stepping stone to being part of the backroom staff. So, in a sense, it's more of like seeing him as the hierarchical. This is the guy that's going to be brought in to actually restructure the footballing style, philosophy, whatever, of Manchester United Football Club. So I'd make a case that, to be honest, the players don't have a choice, because like he's basically going to be redeveloping the senior team and the youth team anyway. So if they're not going to fit into that system, then of course at some point he's going to ship those players out and bring the players into the club that are going to fit that particular philosophy. Like I don't see the whole point of Rangnick coming in is not that he comes in to basically like try and make what we already have work and make it better. He's coming in to build a completely new philosophy at Manchester United Football Club, to take the players who we have and try and incorporate that into philosophy. And if they can't, he'll bring players with his Germany connection along with his coaches to instill that. That's the way that I see it.
Yeah, I just real quick want to address. I don't know who's crying Pogba fanboys. For me, I like Pogba and Bruno. When it comes to actual football brain and ability, I don't think it's close personally. But Bruno's way more dependable than Pogba. So what do you want in your team? Pogba gets hurt every season, and Pogba's never been given the free role that Bruno has. So I think it's not even a fair comparison because they don't even play the same position or use the same way. I think that Bruno doesn't – it's not that Bruno necessarily lacks IQ. It's that Bruno makes some horrible decisions when he should play a ball more simply, like bring it down and make the pass. He tries hero ball. And like for me, that's how I feel about Bruno. I think he's vastly overrated. And so I like them. I like them both. So, I mean, I like both players. But I get what Hogan's saying. Hogan, big up, man. Thanks for jumping in. I got to bring in.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Always good to see you, bro. Always good. You're always welcome on the show.
Bro, I have to head off as well, man.
Yeah.
Sean, I have to head off as well. Take care, bro.
Craziness anyway. It's about to get wild in here. So thank you, guys.
Let me say something real quick, John.
G, real quick before you do, Hogan. Guys, go follow G, Red Devil Studio. Go sub to his channel if you haven't already.
I just want to say something real quick. About, for me, I'm gonna judge Rangnick. I'm gonna see what kind of man he is, because he has a big task ahead of him. He's gonna need to drop Maguire. He's gonna need to drop big players. Like, it's gonna be tough for him because we've seen it before. Like, players get mad, they ruin the dressing room, and we're gonna see what Rangnick does. But for me, he has a big job ahead. And looking forward to
I'm more excited about what he's going to bring to the club structurally afterwards. So I just like the appointment. But big up, Hogan, man. Thanks for jumping in, bro. As always, welcome. Listen, it's time to bring in one of my favorite Arsenal people on the whole planet. We love the Arsenal. We do. We love the Arsenal. We do. Without the Arsenal, we do. Oh, Arsenal, we love you. Steven, how are
You're
you?
not calling me an arsehole, are you?
Nah. Listen, Arteta in hashtag baby. Steven, you are not in the mud today. All the Arsenal, super. Bro, how
No,
did you
man.
how did you
These top
take the
reds,
game? Real
all
quick.
these top reds are in the mud. Like, all what I said about this club is coming true as usual. Like, I'm proved right yet again. Like, he's got an agenda against Pepe. He's got an agenda against Martinelli. Yeah, he's got agendas
Bro,
left, right, and
listen,
centre.
hold up. Listen, if I'm all right, let me say this. Martinelli, I don't know why he doesn't get to play for the most part. I thought he played well today. I thought he was brilliant the other day when he came in.
Mate, every time he's gonna play now, he makes Arteta look like an idiot.
Arteta
to
don't
keep
like
out
him.
for so long.
It's personal. He might have nudes of him. It's the same as with Oli with Donny Van de Beek,
I
right?
think it must be Gab. I don't know. Maybe Martinelli's banging Arteta's wife. I don't know.
I don't know about that, but he's definitely got nudes of Arteta in the Gucci drawers. But let me say this: if I am Pepe, bro, I'm not listening. I felt like when he first came in, he was a little overrated, but I've watched him. I think he's a good player. How he doesn't get in that team ahead of some of the players that play all the time. Listen, Saka, I think maybe he's a little burned out. I've always felt he's a little
Pepe or Martinelli?
No, I'm saying I'm talking about Arsenal in general. Saka, no, Pepe. How Pepe doesn't get to play. If I'm Pepe, right? I am right now. I am tomorrow morning. I'm sitting on the steps with my bags packed, with my thumb in my mouth.
Mate, I'm on the blower to my agent saying, "Get me out, this fucking clueless swat has played Saka, an injured Saka over me."
Well, yeah, exactly.
How has he not got a game? How did he not get on that pitch? You're playing two players. Lacazette in 6 months is going. Nketiah in 6 months is going, right? And Saka's bloody injured.
Bro, I tell people they don't
and
listen
people
to
tell
me.
This guy's supposed to be the best young coach in world football. Apparently.
No.
Who the hell said? Who says these things?
Here's the thing. I feel like if you took
What do they smoke?
the best parts of Oli and the best parts of Arteta and mixed them, you have a manager, right? But
no.
I think if you took the best, because I think Arteta's man management's not the best at all. I feel like, I don't know. For me, I feel like ultimately, guys.
What are you saying about tactically, though? Because tactically,
I feel like, one, you're more organized. And I watched what you do, and I know what you're trying to do. That was more than what we've had a lot of times with Oli. So
yeah, but when
I think his first off, where he's just like Oli, was some of his substitutions just baffle the mind. And listen, I got time for it. I'm a United fan, and I've been told
this is the thing,
Ben White is better than Varane. So you need to go ahead and say it. He's better than Varane.
No.
Say it, bro.
I said it. No.
You're so plastic.
No.
You're not even a real Arsenal fan. You're not real Arsenal.
Shut up.
You're not Arsenal. You're an e-gooner.
No. You're mate. You're not even a fucking real United fan. Shut up. Like, sitting there all the other side of the pond. Shut up. Get over there. Like, you calling me like plastic. Like,
I'm just saying that's what they're going to say.
No,
I mean, for me,
but what I'm saying with Arteta is that, like, you sit there and you give this arrogant speech of, well, we don't know how many United are going to play with this new manager, so we're just going to focus on ourselves. Well, I'm sorry, mate. You don't work like that because you're not the fucking Invincibles, right? This ain't the Arsenal or Man United of old, right? Because probably when you didn't exist or when you were in diapers, right? Because you actually, like, he also doesn't actually have a clue of when we actually last probably beat, like, or done actually something against Man United. But I also just wanted to say with Arteta is that
that was a prick move, Travis. I'm glad you picked up on that.
Tactically,
he's an Arsenal fan. He can't help himself.
No, but tactically as a manager, there is a way of playing. Box, shut, just stop. Box, just don't. Like, yeah, that's all he is. He's not even a manager. He's a student. Like he comes up with these formations or tactics or whatever. People saying we see what he's trying to do. All right, fine. If you want to see what he's trying to do, fine, right? But in certain games, when you're playing Man United, Liverpool away, you make certain tweaks to your game.
And you
Liverpool-
definitely, when you
no,
go 2-2,
when
you definitely don't.
Yes.
You,
when
you
you
step
go
back
Liverpool-
for a second and
Yeah,
don't
but
just
Sean,
give up that.
no,
you at least tell
Sean-
your players, don't do
Sean,
nothing stupid.
wait.
Right.
What I'm saying is, Liverpool, you don't play out from the back. You don't do it. You don't do it. It's suicide, right? Not even Pep can do it. So what makes you
Well, you
think
have
you
the
can do it?
greatest goalkeeper in the history of goalkeepers.
Yeah,
He's
but
the
it doesn't
GOAT.
matter. It doesn't matter.
He's better than everyone.
Yeah, but he is actually doing a really good job.
He's doing good, but he's better than everyone.
But I've said this. But I've said when you've got the goalkeeper as man of the match every time, that means your career's conceding so many chances, and
Yeah.
eventually you're going to come up against someone like Ronaldo who doesn't miss chances.
Yeah.
He puts them in the fucking net.
Well,
It's not
listen,
self-sustainable.
all I could think of today was Thomas Partey.
Yeah.
Thomas Partey.
Don't get me singing it, mate.
Bro, listen,
I said
I feel like Arsenal, man, ultimately, I feel a part of me wants to feel bad
but in this game,
because I know where you're at because I was there last
this
season.
game, we went 1-0 at this game, right? And I get what Luca's trying to say, but I'm sorry, he's wrong, right? I'm sorry, right? You go 1-0 up, you don't go gung ho straight after because Man United are going to respond, which they did, right? So you soak up the pressure, then go again, right? And unfortunately, we conceded a goal before half time. Fine, you come out second half, start the way we did in the first half, right? And then bring the subs on, bring the sub on and switch it to the way you should have played it in the first place, right? Which is bring Pepe on for Odegaard, right? Put Pepe on the right, Martinelli on the left, put Smith Rowe in the middle, right? And then the second sub is you bring Lacazette on for Aubameyang, right? And there you've got a completely new front three, right? That's got energy and knows what it's doing, right? And it's
that makes
cohesive.
too much sense, bro.
Right? Yeah, but that's too much sense for freaking Arteta. So no, I'm going to stick 2 players on who ain't going to be at the club anymore, right? And a guy who can't do anything because he's goddamn injured. But no, it's okay because he's a slight knock. So if he could play with a slight knock, it's okay. Who's the manager? Saka or whatever?
Bro, we had Marcus Rashford playing last season with a broken back, bro. You know, we brought
But that's
Paul
the
Pogba back agaast Rochdale. You know what I'm saying?
and
Like, so I know what you're
even I
talking
was
about.
saying, yeah, and I said he needs to play. He doesn't need to be played. Rest him. And Southgate, what did he do? He didn't play him. He waited and then played him later on.
Well, guys,
There you
real quick,
go.
I want to bring Rakani in, my guy. I want to bring him in real quick to hear what he had. Bro, what are you thinking about the game today? How are you feeling, sir? Good to see you.
Good to see you, Sean. Good to see you, Stephanie. How are you guys? Today was really a day. I have a friend of mine. He runs an Arsenal podcast known as Kosi Arsenal Podcast. I told him in the morning that there is no way Arsenal is going to beat Manchester United. I told him each and every time Arsenal has faced a team that is decent while creating chances and converting them into the back of the net of the opponent, Arsenal has lost.
Put Arteta with any manager that's got a bit of tactical nous about him, right, or can get a team to do wonders for him, right? He loses every goddamn time.
Yes, because by the beginning of the season, I told people I was lenient with Arsenal because their best center partnership was not available. That is Gabriel Magalhaes and Ben White. When they came through, they can defend the likes of Burnley, they can defend the likes of Norwich, they can defend the likes of Leicester City. But when they come to decent sides, look at the game of Crystal Palace where they drew 2-2.
But then to be fair,
mate, they have a very decent side of Eduardo, they have Benteke, they have Winfried Zaha. When they are really facing a decent attacking side that can create chances, Arsenal cannot defend. Their defense is porous. They only keep clean sheets on teams that don't really attack them and expose their defense.
Sorry, but we weren't defending anyway because I just said, why is Ramsdale man of the match? If we were defending, Gabriel or Ben White would be man of the match. So they're not defending, right? Because the chances are still. How many chances do we concede? Right, which means Ramsdale has to pull some worldie out the bag, right?
Yeah.
And I said, right, we'll lose 2-1, right? We'll put like my heart will say we'll draw because it's my heart, but we'll probably lose the game, right? Because the thing is that Arteta has come out and said he's not prepared. Because he doesn't know what our Man United are going to do, so he's just going to focus on himself.
Well, here's the thing, Stephen. I will say this. This is a good result for you because whether or not Arsenal fans want to hear this or not, I feel like will be better for your club. And this is just me. I feel like it'd be better for your club, if anything, to finish in Europa League where you can actually win than to go into the Champions League just to get slapped.
Do you know what's the funny thing, John? Right? If you put Arteta in the Champions League, it gets knocked out in the group stages. You'll finish fourth. You won't finish third. You'll finish fourth. You really think that manager will be able to cope in the Champions League? Yeah. You can barely cope in the Premier League, mate. Right?
I'd like to see it though.
And the thing is, he won't do it. He will never get top four. Never. Not with Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, and what Arsenal fans think that they're going to do that is unreal.
No,
let alone get the top. And even if he did,
I really think.
Just wanted to finish. Is this that?
Alright, finish.
Right. Being in Europa League, right? You can still attract great players. We've done it with Aubameyang, Lacazette, Partey, Pepe. So being in the Champions League is not the be-all and end-all to try and win the league because you can still get great players being in the Europa League and you have more chance of winning it. And two, right? Even if we got to top four, I'm not turning Arteta in until he starts challenging for the title because I'm not a top four as a trophy. I want to win the league. If people don't like that and people can't get that, right? Well, I'm sorry. Go support someone else because that's what Arsenal should be doing.
Rakani, how did you view the goals today? I'm just curious how because a lot of United fans who I feel like were milking that first goal a little too much. I don't care if maybe because I'm an American and it's how we are. To me, I know it hurts getting stepped on, but also when you don't hear a whistle, you jump up and fight to keep playing. I don't know what you guys think, so don't let my opinion sway you. But I had no problem with Smith Rowe putting the ball in the back of the net. It was a quality finish. So, but apparently on Twitter, it's not fair play. Well, please explain to me how someone in the middle of the action can look up, know everything that's going on, a ball's coming to you, and not think to hit it to try to score. I don't get it. So I'm just curious what you guys, Rakani, I'll start with you. What do you think about the goals, especially that first goal? Did you have a problem with that? Do you think they should have kicked the ball out or something? I'm just curious.
No, I don't have a problem with Arsenal and Emile Smith Rowe hitting that ball at the back of the net. I don't have a problem. But my problem is with Freddie. A person of his height, what is he doing in that position? Because he's short.
It's because
a person who's supposed to be standing there.
Don't talk about Pastor Fred. That's my guy, you know.
No, I'm talking about Fred. Fred is short. If at all, he's supposed to be at the arc of the 18 yards area. Do you know that arc that is at 18 box area? That's where you're supposed to be. You get?
Mate, give him a 100-year contract.
You cannot stand behind the hair when you are a height of Freddie. You can't. Even if a ball comes, because he was with Odegaard, isn't it? I think Odegaard was behind him, isn't it? No, which player of Arsenal was, because Odegaard was the one bringing the corner, which player of Arsenal was behind him? Because he was taller than him even.
I can't remember
who it was.
Even
if that ball went past the hair, Fred wouldn't get it out of the goal area, and the player of Arsenal was going to go to the back of the net, and he goes ahead to step on the ankle of David De Gea. But all in all, the goal was good for Arsenal. But me, I felt frustrated for a player like Freddie doing that, because there are things that are really way back. Those are Stone Age mistakes. Because if at all it was Fergie era, Freddie was going to face what David Beckham faced, was going to be hit.
In the end,
he was going to rage at him immediately.
To be honest, in the end, probably the worst thing for Arsenal was going 1-0 up. And I did also mention this as well. going 1-0 would not be a bad thing for Man United. Going 1-0 down would not be a bad thing, because Arsenal, what happens is we go 1-0 up, and though I said that we need to drop back and rethink because it's Man United, but even when we play teams against Norwich, for example, or Burnley, as soon as we score a goal, we drop back, right?
Yeah.
We fall back and we take the pressure off and we let people back in the game. Like until that point, Ronaldo I didn't even hear of him.
No. And our first goal,
he wasn't even till second
goal, Jadon Sancho, I mean, the pass he plays to play Fred in was just, I mean, it was, listen, over on this side of the country, this side of the world, you got to be married to make a play like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you want to go church, you need to be married before you go making dirty plays like that. Because Jadon Sancho was just sensual and oozing. He sees a pass most people don't see in our team. Makes a great pass. Man like Pastor Fred, somehow, I don't know why he's in the box, but fair play. Plays the ball back.
Sancho had 2 second assists into this game.
Yeah,
2 second assists into this game.
Yeah, he was.
The problem is the main. I'm not denying your play. The play was brilliant in all probably 3 of your goals, apart from the penalty, which is just Odegaard. That
was a solid challenge, bro. I don't know how it's
Odegaard, like.
Bro, from behind. And the band, I can't stand Martin Atkinson. How he doesn't see that to begin with.
The first two goals, it's like I just said on Richie's stream. Ben White, like, I was
best
not well.
Center back in the league,
people,
by the way.
But shut up. Like, for people that didn't watch Richie's stream, I'll repeat what I said again, right, about Ben White. People say that he's better than Varane. Let me put it this way. I was not well enough to do the Newcastle watch along on Saturday because I had no blood in my system, so I was asleep all day. In that state, I could defend better than Ben White. Fact.
From the backside of his bed.
Useless.
Now, Ratani, what do you think? A lot is being made of Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford, in my opinion, who I love, by the way. I love Marcus Rashford. I've always said he's a pace and power player. I think he is overrated by a lot of our fan base, but I still love him as a player. I feel like my biggest problem with Marcus is I've started seeing this last year. I think that he is a little petulant at times. I think that he maybe believes in his own press a little bit, where he's really feels like he's like almost, baby Messi or something. The thing about Rashford is there's times he can have terrible games, and come up with a goal, and then it just wipes everything away. Today, I've seen him do something that he doesn't typically do, but when he does it, he usually does it from the right. Is he looked to pass before shoot? So I felt that his pass to Ronaldo to set up the second goal was a good play. Rakani, how do you view Marcus Rashford in this side? Do you think he'll be fine under Rangnick, or is he someone that might struggle?
First and foremost, I think Rashford is a decent player, but for the very first time in his career at Manchester United, he has never played in Manchester United when the competition is so high at the club. When you look at the position where he's playing, let's say he's a left attacking midfielder. There is Anton Martial, there is Lingard, there is Sancho can also play that side very well. So you look like he's having a lot of pressure on him. Each and every time he's on the pitch, I think he wants so much to deliver. He loves United a lot, but I think he needs a manager. Maybe Rangnick will come in and really put him to the level he's supposed to be and tell him, guy, just relax. Just play the game. The minutes you get, because I think the problem with him is one, pressure is so much on him. Remember the first games when he came on and he scored. Remember that I think it was the game against Leicester City. He came on, he scored. He scored in the Champions League, I think, against Atalanta. He came and scored in the game. I think in the first 4 games he scored 3 goals. You saw him like he was not all that wasteful, but this time around, he's not confident with the ball. He looks like he's out of the game. Each and every time he makes a mistake, he bends on his knees, trying to send a message to us that maybe he's injured. You get? he
Yeah, and I
judges
also feel
himself a
like
lot.
I see this too much with him. He throws his
Yes.
hands up like he's mad at everyone else. I'm like, bro,
Yes,
stop that.
he's like trying to mean that he's the player at the club that Manchester United is looking at. Each and everything that United has not done, it's Rashford to be doing it. Yet that's not out. In the hierarchy of United, it's Ronaldo, then Bruno Fernandes comes next. I think Rashford can come third in there. So I don't see the reason as to why he's piling a lot of pressure on himself. That is resulting him to look like he's a bad player in this game, the game of Chelsea, the game of Watford. I think those 3 games that he has played them poorly. He's looking bad. But I know Rangnick is really going to sit him down and tell him, lad, just play your game. Do what I'm telling you. You are one of the players that I'm really sure of. And by the way, have you noticed that ever since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's rumors of him being sacked rised up, Rashford dipped in form, and he was too worried because he knew that even if he was off form, it was a sure deal that he was going to make the first 11 of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah.
Ever since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer left and Michael Carrick benched him on the game of Villarreal, he brought him in the game of Chelsea. All of these 3 games, ever since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer left, Rashford has not been playing well. I think that is another effect. I think it's a combination of very many factors. One, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer leaving because he had trust in him. Secondly, the coming of the new manager. And thirdly, he's not scoring goals because Marcus Rashford is not known for sitting down players, making assists. He's known for scoring goals, and he has gone 3 matches without scoring goals. That's why you saw Bruno passed him when he was outside the 18th box area of Arsenal. Instead of maybe holding that ball and looking for another pass, he went for a shot. You get, which was weak enough for Ramsdale, and Ramsdale just grabbed it. So I really think a combination of factors is really affecting his form, and I think Rangnick is really going to work upon that, and Rashford will be back to the run and will be running the ground as usual. That's what I think.
Yeah. I think it could be really good for him. Steven, real quick, where do you think, do Arsenal finish ahead of United? Who finishes higher in the league?
No.
Well, I'm just
Who
curious.
says that?
Well, Arsenal fans, I've been hearing it. Listen, I've
You
read
do
you
know.
on your channel. I've read you stuff they've said to me
hang
on football Twitter.
No. You do know most of these fans on Twitter are a bunch of plastics who care about how many clicks and hits they get on Twitter. Right? They don't really probably care about the Arsenal Football Club. And if they did, well, they only really care about Arteta.
Another tough game for you guys. Your next game, I believe. And I'll say this, and this I tweeted this because I've been
every game's
following
a tough
this.
game because this is Arteta. It's Arteta,
Well,
so every game's a tough game.
You have Everton, I
This
believe,
manager
at
is
home.
not good enough. This manager's not good enough. Right?
Yeah.
And I'll keep saying it until I'm blue in the face. Right? But these fans on Twitter won't see the bigger picture because they're so deluded in their own little world, right? Thinking that we're still some great club. We're nothing. Not with this guy, at least. Right?
Well, listen, guys, all of you in that have been watching, or those that are in the live chat still, or those who will watch it later, make sure you subscribe to Steven's channel. Please go subscribe over on the YouTube. Subscribe to him on Twitter. I'm sure there will be numerous times where I come on his channel and I won't be smiling the way I am tonight. But thanks, Steven, for jumping in, man. Always a pleasure.
I'll be
my
doing
guy,
a
my
match
bro.
reaction at 8. I'll be doing
Thanks.
a match reaction, mate. So you can turn up tomorrow if you want to.
Listen, I'll be there. You shoot me if I can. I'll be there. All right, man. Take it easy. Rakani, so what are you? How are you feeling about the Ralph Rangnick era? Like, are you excited? Are you apprehensive? To me, it feels really like a different direction. So for that, I am a little excited. I'm just curious how you're feeling.
Obviously, I'm really feeling good that amidst everything, because ever since Alex Ferguson left, United has only won Carabao Cup, an FA Cup, and a Europa League Cup. And when you look at United, those are supposed to be bonuses.
Yeah.
United,
Yeah.
one of the biggest clubs in the world, its strength is valued on the Premier League and the Champions League.
Absolutely.
And we've not been at that level. And they've tried a mercenary who goes by names of Jose Mourinho has failed, Luis Van Gaal has failed. Now they brought in an OB has failed. So I think it's good that the board got to know that the only thing left to do at Manchester United is to get in someone who's really going to build up a very good structure that is going to phase out the Sir Ferguson era and bring in a new era that is not attached to Sir Alex Ferguson. And that's what Rangnick is going to do. And that's why you see that Michael Carrick has done himself a very good favor and he has resigned and left United. And I feel like, I just want to feel like McKenna and Phelan can do the same thing, because I just feel like we need a new breath air at Manchester United. We need a new breath, really.
Yeah.
Let's
Absolutely.
forget the past. Let's not see McKenna on the technical bench. It will remind us about the past days. Let those people get sacked. You see, when a manager is sacked, he goes and all his assistants go. A new manager comes in. You don't have tragic memories or memories about what happened way back. Now, even the players, that's why you saw that Fabrizio Romano came out and said that some players are not convinced at Manchester United. Why sack Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and leave the people that we are doing the coaching at Manchester United? So I think McKenna and Phelan are supposed to do the let them sack themselves. Let them resign like Michael Carrick. Because I think Michael Carrick has done himself something very good. And by the way, it's easy for him now to get a job in the Premier League even, because in the 3 games as coached Manchester United, in the Premier League, he has drawn against Chelsea and he has got 3 points against Arsenal. That can get him a job anywhere in the Premier League, because if at all you can get points against those 4 points against those 2 teams, then you can get points anywhere. You get? But Rangnick comes in at a point that is really tricky. He's not going to have a lot of time to coach these boys, because we are playing on Sunday. Now we are only.
Isn't it funny? Have you noticed this? I'm telling you, I've noticed this for the last 3 seasons. Arsenal, every time they play Thursday, they play on Monday. Even when they were in the Europa League, they never had to play Thursday, Sunday. It used to irritate me, because I'm thinking, why do we always play Thursday, Sunday when we're in the Europa League? But Arsenal will play Thursday, Monday. And today, they don't play again on Monday. If they always get that, somebody in the league office likes Arsenal, because again, it's petulant. We're still going to finish above them. But it's every season they do like Thursday, Monday. I'm like, come on, man. It's annoying. I'm just glad we beat them, man, because listen, we won the social media derby, so to speak. You know, we won that. So how do you feel? Do you feel like I don't know if you've seen the fixture list, but I mean, could we dare to hope that we go on a good run now?
Yes, because let me read to you the next fixtures of Manchester United. Crystal Palace.
Tough game.
Crystal Palace. Yeah, it's tough, but according to the coming in of Rangnick, I think it's going to be an easy one, because these teams just need to be pressed left, right, and center. You saw how players today were really trying to press. You see Ronaldo starting to press up, Rashford follows up, Sancho follows up, the same up. Rashford does the same, Scott McTominay adds it through, Freddie does the same. So I think they were trying to impress the manager who was in the stands that you are the man, you are the master of pressing, and we can do this 90 minutes onto the pitch. You saw Ronaldo. He even tracked even to the defense line. You saw. So I think the coming of the managers bringing in a new fresh air that's going to help United to do the needful. After Crystal Palace, we are going to play Young Boys at Old Trafford. We play away at Norwich. We play away at Brentford. We host Brighton. We host Newcastle. And we will end the year by hosting Burnley in there. So I think these games are winnable. We can get maximum points out of these games. We can beat Burnley. We can beat Newcastle. We can beat Brighton. We can beat Brentford. We can beat Norwich. I think Crystal Palace is the only tricky game that you are having, I think, according to me.
Yeah, we're playing them away, right? Because it's always a tough place to go.
No, they are coming at Old Trafford.
Oh, okay.
They're coming at Old Trafford, and it's going to be the first game of Rangnick at Manchester United at Old Trafford. And I think the best present to give the manager is to win him this game.
Yeah. See, I never even check the schedule. I just assume that it's going to be home away, home away, home away. I just always assumed that. Since we were home, I just was assuming we was going to. Because listen, Patrick Vieira's got those guys playing, man. I like Uncle Pat. He's a good. He's doing well so far. I mean, with what he has. So, Rakani, where can people find you, man?
What?
Where can people find you? Man United Matters channel. Where else?
Yeah, it's the Manchester United Matters channel. I'm always there. And this is strictly Manchester United. And I have another channel known as the Rokan Football Podcast that does it does other clubs in there.
But you're in everything. I mean, you're in the politics and everything, right? You do it all.
Yes, I do a lot. I do a lot because
go follow Rakani on all of his stuff, guys. Over on, I believe it's at Rakani Media. That's you too as well.
Yeah,
go follow him, man. What nation are you from in again, Rakani?
Rokan Media.
Yeah, what nation are you in? In Africa.
In what?
What country?
Uganda. I'm in Uganda.
Okay. Yeah, man.
EBB.
So, yeah, big up Uganda. Big up Rakani. Great to have you in, man. Good to see you. May many blessings follow you, sir, everywhere that you go in this Advent season. Guys,
Sean, I have my question. I have my question before I sign out. Because I feel like it's coming to you. It's coming to the end of the show. I'm just asking, what's your comment on Telles and Dalot?
So I feel like Telles, the last few games has been okay. Today, he made some great defensive plays. I mean, the one tackle he made, I was like, oh, okay. I feel like he has obviously he's Mr. Whippy with the cross. I mean, he can really put in a good cross. I feel like ultimately I've always felt, I like Luke Shaw, but I've always felt he was slightly overrated. And I don't feel like it's talent with Luke Shaw. I think it's desire. The fact that he comes into every season shaped like me before he gets in shape. Like, why? Why do you have a 42-year-old dad bod when you play for Manchester United for the first month of the season until you get yourself back in shape? That always bugged me with him. I feel like talent-wise, I think he's got it. I think he has everything. I think it's a mentality thing. So Ragnick will either make him or break him. And the fact that Ragnick called him a myth in the past, I don't think will sit well. They're going to have a discussion. So I think Telles is going to keep a run in the team. He shouldn't be benched in the moment. Diogo Dalot, good crosser of the ball. I felt that he played okay today. He was good last year at AC Milan. Could he challenge Aaron Wan-Bissaka? I don't know. I think that for me, I just want to see Ethan Laird get a run in the summer. I want to see Ethan. That's just me. I have an agenda right now.
Ethan. By the way, talk about the summer. Do you think that there are some players that Ragnick can call up in the January transfer window, even before their contracts expire as loans? Because look at James Garner. I think there is no player at Manchester United that is playing what James Garner is doing down at Nottingham. And him being a manager that has history on believing in young talent, don't you think that before he thinks of really going in and buying in a CDM, he might think about James Garner and Leard and bring them back at United? Because Leard is doing great at Swansea. When he crosses that center line, he's like a right attacking midfielder.
Yeah, he's
when
really
he's defending this side, he's good.
Yeah,
I've been watching some highlights of Swansea in here. The guy is great.
He's the best player. And James Garner, I don't know. I don't rate Scott McTominay at all. So I would play Jimmy Garner over him right now. That's just me. But I could have an agenda there because I don't rate Scott McTominay. But I think that I don't know who he'll bring in. I really don't know what he'll do in the summer. I still think that I personally think the club already has an agreement with Pochettino. That's just me. I think that Pochettino loves a press. That's how he coached at Spurs. That's how he coached at Southampton. He don't coach that way at PSG because the front three won't press if you tried to make them. So not at PSG. I think that actually I love Ten Hag as well, but everyone says Ten Hag or Poch. I think that Poch fits Ragnick more than Ten Hag. Ten Hag is a possession-based style. Going from Louis Van Gaal to Ten Hag is almost more clear than going from say Ragnick to Ten Hag. I think that Poch is closer to Ragnick as far as how he wants to play high energy, high press. And I think that the board want Poch, and I think that Poch told him, look, let me stay for another year, win the league, win a double, challenge in the Champions League, and I'll come to you a better manager. I think that's what's happening. Because Poch wants to come bad, but also our board is cheap. And they didn't want to pay PSG $10 million during the season to get Poch. So that's what I think is happening. But as far as the right and left backs, I do feel like that I want to see them under better coaching, because I don't see any player that I can say has progressed under the last 2 years of coaching that I think is better. Because they say, well, Luke Shaw. Well, Luke Shaw had a purple patch for about 6 weeks where he was really good. But did he get better, or did he just play? I feel like he played that good under Van Gaal before he broke his leg. I don't feel like Ole made him better. I think that Luke Shaw decided he wanted to play for a little while. And I just think that's Luke Shaw. I don't think it's skills with him. I just think it's mentality. And, that's just my personal opinion. Hopefully Ralph gets the best out of these guys. But right now on form, I'm taking Telles over Shaw. And there's so much about Aaron Wan-Bissaka's game that I think is unrefined and I don't like. But I don't know why. It's probably just personal, but I just like Aaron Wan-Bissaka. So I'm not even saying football. I mean, I love him one-on-one defending. Positionally, a lot of times he's terrible. He is a liability right now because under Ole, guys wouldn't even pass to him going forward a lot of times. So I think that Diogo Dalot offers more going forward. Aaron Wan-Bissaka offers more to back. It just depends on what Ralph wants. He might end up saying, I don't like either of them. And if so, bring in Ethan. That's how I'm hoping.
But I've seen something different in Delot's game this time around. I've seen him sliding, defending, because no cross has come through from that side when they've beaten him. The only crosses that really came through, the weaknesses on both flanks have been on either Rashford or Sancho not tracking back very well, and Delot was caught in two players, either between Martinelli and Nuno Tavares, or Telles was caught in between those. You saw those two chances that Bukayo Saka got when they crossed that ball, when Tavares crossed that ball to the farthest end, and it missed out to be headed, and it found Bukayo Saka alone.
Yeah,
Telles had tracked in on Lacazette, and no player of Manchester United had tracked back to cover up.
So the one where Fred made the sliding challenge.
Fred made a slide in there and blocked it into the corner.
Yeah,
so
Fred, bro. Fred, man. Well. He's good.
He was a calamity at the beginning of the game, and then he came up with 2 assists. And I think Ragnick is going to love that, and I think he's one of those players that he's really going to use into his team. I
agree. Well, Rakani, thanks for joining, man. It's always good to see you. Everyone, don't forget to follow him and give him all the support, guys. Until next time, Rakani, man, I look forward to speaking to you again, bro. Take it easy.
All right.
Guys, listen, we're wrapping up. It is Manchester United 3, the Arsenal 2. Anytime you slap the Gunners, like I said earlier in the stream, like Ice Cube said, today was a good day. He was saying, ooh, bro, y'all know. That's my generation. I'm a little older than most of you guys. I'm loving it. I love beating Arsenal. That's one thing I held personally against Ole. Ole always struggled against Arteta. It made me mad because I hate losing to Arsenal because you have to hear about it, man. Their fan base is crazy. You have a few guys that like Steven. Big up to Steven. Thanks for joining in. And, you have guys like that. There's some Arsenal fans that really don't want to allow their standards to drop. They want to be the club that they were. So they get mad about, the reactionary nature of the fan base. And I feel like I've told people this, they really remind me of United last year. I feel like that Arsenal really have this idea in their fan base that everything is great. They went on a good run, but they really wasn't playing anybody, and they played very defensive. They were winning a lot of 1-0 games, a lot of games like that, like United were doing, where United would get a penalty for crying out loud. We won a game after the game was over. How does that even happen? And they just remind me a lot of us, and eventually reality hits. And it hit me a while ago. But anyway, a lot of people are late to the party. And now I'm just so grateful that I can honestly say thank you, Ollie, for the player that you were. You're back to being my legend because you are a legend of this club as a player. You know, I would say a legend in my heart. You're more of a cult hero. There's a lot of people I would take over Ollie in United history. But I just want to think of him as a player again, not a manager. I'm just going to try to pull that out of my head. Those bad 2.5 years, you did give us some good moments when you were interim. But anyway, that we won't forget that Paris night. You know what I'm saying? But guys, I'm just excited, man. 3-2 United win. Martin Odegaard goes from hero to villain, from scoring to I don't know what kind of challenge you were trying there, sir. But look, we'll take it. Ronnie doing Ronnie things. 801 senior goals for Cristiano Ronaldo. And man, he was working hard today. Maybe he's trying to impress Ragnick. I don't know. That's what Tragic seems to think, that he was trying to impress Ralph. It was not, let's be real, guys. It wasn't the greatest game. Both teams have showed today why both of them this season at times have been absolute rubbish. Really, both teams showed at times why they have been bad, but it's nice to show the Arsenal that, you've played a few bigger teams now and you've lost both times. You got slapped to Liverpool. And to be quite frank with you, I feel like United were the better team today. I don't feel like 3-2 somehow wasn't deserved. Their first goal was, let's face it, it was kind of a fluke. Our own player steps on our goalkeeper. He goes down. If De Gea doesn't go down, if De Gea stays up, hobbling, hurt, he still makes that save. He does. But he goes down because in football, world football, not American football. Let me say it as an American. In soccer, I know some of you get real offended by that word as if Americans invented it. When people fall down, it typically signifies a stop of play or gets the referee's attention. And the truth is, if you don't dive, a lot of times you don't get. So especially in the box, I've watched people fouled in the box and they didn't go down, so the ref doesn't call anything for them actually trying to work through a foul. De Gea goes down. If he doesn't go down, if he's sitting there in anguish, he still makes that save. But he goes down thinking the whistle's going to go. It doesn't go. Martin Atkinson has a mare because he's horrible. But I have no problem with Arsenal scoring that goal. If that falls to Bruno, right, and he does the same thing, United fans are saying, look, get up, Ramsdale. But because it's De Gea, they're throwing a fit. I'm not throwing a fit. It was a good goal. Good take by Emile Smith-Rowe, by the way. Smith-Rowe played well. I thought Martinelli played well. The right back, what's his name? Tomiyasu. I think he's a solid player. I like Gabriel. I think Ben White's massively overrated. These guys trying to tell me on football Twitter, Ben White, is the reason Arsenal went on that good run defensively. I'm like, no, he's not. It's the way they play, their setup, and the fact that they were shutting down the midfield, protecting him and protecting the back. Listen, I remember when David De Gea was our best player every season, and there's a reason for that. Ramsdale right now is your player of the season. There's a reason for that. Arsenal, honestly, you should be happy you lost, Arsenal fans, because you do not want to be near the Champions League. You want to be up there because you want the money, but you need to keep growing your club right now back to where it needs to be. You need to take this youth project in steps. Europa League, where you can actually win it. How about that? What would be so wrong with Arsenal fans actually wanting to win the Europa League? Come on, man. I don't know why. Listen, I was happy we won it. Now, granted, it's the only trophy I ain't never seen us win. So I wanted to win it all. We've won it all. We won the lot. We're Man United. We're never going to stop. I wanted to see us win it. So, I hate the Thursdays, but when I'm in that competition, I want to win it. That's where Arsenal should be shooting for. Steven said, no way Arsenal finish above United. I don't believe that either. I think that we'll finish above Arsenal. So we'll see how it goes, guys. Ultimately, I feel like it was a fair result. Terrible tackle by Odegaard. Pastor Fred steps on De Gea. It is what it is. You know, overall, who did I feel like played well? Listen, Fred, outside of stepping on De Gea, I feel like Fred's been playing well. And when Pastor Fred's playing well, if you let Fred do what Fred does, right? If you only focus on Fred for what he is, you'll see the player that he is. This is the problem. A lot of people want players to be something they're not. Fred is not going to be a holding midfielder back to the defender, playing the ball at the back, picking up the ball. It's going to bounce off of him. Fred's not going to be in scoring goals a lot. Fred's going to win the ball back and play it quickly. If you put him beside somebody that can orchestrate the midfield, Fred will win them the ball back. I got time for Fred. But just some of Fred's dumb mistakes is what kills me. But also, I believe it was how he was played in a double pivot. I think when Rangnick comes in, Fred and Marcus Rashford, in my opinion, could benefit more than anyone else. Obviously, Donnie, because Donnie will probably get to play. Now, Scott could really be in trouble because I heard Rangnick say that he doesn't like sideways, backwards passing. Well, he's going to have to coach that on McTominay. Because literally 90% of Scott McTominay's passes are either 6 yards away or they're sideways or backward. He's just been coached to get the ball and play it safe. And it kills me with Scott because Scott was an attacking player. And so I'm going to give Scott a new lease on life under Rangnick because I don't think he's ever been played where he needs to play. But anyway, guys, Manchester United 3, Arsenal 2. We moved to Crystal Palace. You got Patrick Vieira coming to town with David Moyes' alleged son-in-law, Zaha, and we're going to have a good time. I really wish – I don't think Eze's back. Is Eze back? That's a rough injury he got. I really wish Eze was back because that guy is a player. I like watching him. Anyway, Tragic, Box, Jonathan Johnson, everybody that's been in the – Hogan jumped on Steve and Jerry, everyone that's been on – Rakani, if I missed anyone, I apologize. Oh, gee, I don't know who all's been in here tonight, but thank you guys for all jumping in. Grateful every time you support the channel. Like, subscribe, get involved. You'll be seeing me again at this weekend after hopefully we get our next win and our first win under the ravishing Ralph Rangnick era. Triple R. Let's get it in, guys. Come on, United. And guess what?